I know it's here somewhere. Finally. Oh, it's time for the doctor. You're listening to Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. Take it away, doctor.
Well, it's that time again, and the doctor is in. It's time once again for Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. And I have a little cold. I'm trying to get past it. So hang in there. If I sound a little stuffy, it's because I am a little stuffy and I don't like it. It's annoying. At any rate, we are proud members of the Tech Podcast Network, techpodcast.com. If it's tech, it's right here on Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. We're also proud members of the International Association of Internet Broadcasters. Yes. You know, doing that just makes me happy. I don't know why. Yes, Fred. Perhaps, but at least I do enjoy simple things. Unlike you. All right. Yeah, Fred likes to call me simple. But I'm not. So there. Anyway, this show is a very special edition of the Dr. Bill Show. This is the Cord Cutter Edition. The official written in pixel, because it's not stone, it's pixel, cord cutter edition. Now, of course, the definition of a cord cutter is one who has gotten tired of all of the cable companies basically stealing all your money to show you television and movies. Yes. So we want alternatives. And the alternative, strangely enough, is not only new services that are available over IPTV, Internet Protocol Television, which we'll talk about some of those in the near term, but also over-the-air, OTA, over-the-air broadcast, which is what I used to use back in the day. Yes, I remember old analog TVs that had the snowy screens and snowy reception that we used to wrap aluminum foil around rabbit ears. And actually, we had people hold the rabbit ears and say, don't move. Because literally, you could hold your arm up and it would be better. And once you got into a certain position, they would tell you, don't move, it's perfect. And you'd go, I'm not going to stand here like this. But they would expect you to. Anyway, yes, I remember those days. Geezer. Anyway, there are alternatives to the cable companies stealing you and taking all of your money and squirreling it away in their little coffers. So that's what we're going to talk about. So, for instance, YouTube. Now, we're familiar with YouTube because they have splendid and worthwhile videos just like this one that you can indulge in. However, they now also have regular TV. The cable channels that are on cable, they have a service called YouTube TV, which they started out at $35 a month. They've now gone up to $40. They've increased it $5. That's what the news item here is about. But they've only added some channels like TBS, TNT, CNN, Adult Swim, Cartoon Network, True TV, and Turner Classic Movies. Basically the Turner suite of programming, which includes CNN. Well, whoopee-doo. I'm not real thrilled with that. I don't know that I'd pay an extra $5 for those. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to see CNN. They probably also want to see Cartoon Network and stuff. But it's not my cup of tea. But if you want to pay an extra $5, go for it. Starts March 13th. The subscription cost will rise from $35 to $40. So there. Now, we're going to have a few items of tech news that are unrelated to cord cutting. So I'm going to warn you about that ahead of time, such as the next one, which is about deals that are available right now on the Echo Dot. Right now, you could save an additional $10 when you buy 2 already discounted Echo Dots, but you have to do it really soon. It's happening right now. Basically, for $39, you could get an Echo Dot, and for an additional $10, you get 2 of them. Now, you might say, why would I need 2 Echo Dots? Actually, it's pretty handy. We have an Echo Dot in the bedroom. We have another Echo Dot in the kitchen. My son, the Game Master, has one that we haven't set up yet that he will use downstairs. And then we have the regular Echo over here on the table beside me here in the living room. What you could do is you could say to the individual whose name will remain nameless, that starts with an A, you could say to her, drop in on kitchen. And it will open up an intercom-like interface to the kitchen from wherever you are near your closest Echo device, which is very handy. It actually works rather well. And so having a special where you have 2 of them is cool. So go forth and get your own Echo Dots, plural. Next item. We have a video here that shows how to combine 2 HD TV antennas, and whoops, wrong way, this way. Over here, we have a picture of the guy who is doing this YouTube video. I have the YouTube video on the blog of course being drbill.tv, drbill.tv, as it says there on the screen. At any rate, he came up with a neat little system here in this video where you can point 2 HD TVs in different directions and combine their signals so that you could get stations coming from one direction and stations coming from another direction, combine them into the same signal. Pretty cool. He does that so he can get his local PBS station much clearer, and very cool deal. All right, whoa! Yes, Fred, it's time for the Geek Software of the Week. The Geek Software of the Week drumroll tells us that we have a Geek Software of the Week. And this is very geeky software of the week. It also ties in with cord cutting. And that is TeaTV. T is in the drink, T. T-E-A-T-V, TeaTV. Very interesting software, very cool. We got a demo of it that I want to show you. And now, here's the thing. All the shows that are on TeaTV are not officially legal and licensed. So you have to be aware of that and see what you actually have legal access to. For instance, in my case, because I still haven't officially cut the cord, I have programming available to me that I am paying for, I am licensed for. However, watching it through TeaTV is actually very convenient because I have the TeaTV client on my laptop, and therefore I can watch it over the laptop, okay? And I like the interface. The interface is kind of cool, which we'll see in the demo. But you have to be aware of that. So it's up to you. I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that you have to watch the licensing side of this if you want to be completely legal. However, from a technical perspective, as a Geek Software of the Week, I wanted to show you how it functions. So let's go into that demo right now.
All right, here we are in TeaTV. Let's go up here, and this is what I call the discovery area, or discover. We have TV shows, movies, and animes. Those are the categories that are available. So let's go into TV shows. And what we'll do here is come up to the year and select 2018, so they'll all be current. So these are the current TV shows as of 2018. So let's go to movies and select 2018 here as well. So these are all the current movies, including some that haven't even posted yet. They already have placeholders. But they're there for 2018. So here's animes. I don't know a lot about anime, so I'm going to just leave this alone. Let's go back up to TV shows. And we'll come over here and select none. So it'll just be all TV shows. And then what let's do, let's go over to the search. And you got to click in the field here. And I'll start typing Stargate. So you notice it populates based on what you're typing. So we have Star Trek in there. But let's get Stargate SG-1. Select that. Here is the last season of Stargate SG-1. And let's go with the first episode here. Now the best option is always going to be direct. It's already selected, but I'll go ahead and click on it here anyway. And then we just have to wait for it to populate from across the web all the options that are available. So here's a couple here that are direct. Let's go over and play this one. Now I've got the sound muted because I want to be able to just demo that it does connect. So it's going to start playing Stargate SG-1, and you notice it has closed captioning. But I don't want to violate any copyright, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And get out of that. And now, let's go over and click on TV shows here again. Oop, that didn't work. So yeah, that we're clicking on it and nothing is really responding. I think we have an issue here. Let me try TV shows. No. Yeah, we definitely, it's not responding the way it should. But let me show you a trick here that I have found within the interface. When you click on things and they don't work, like there, I click on movies, animes. Animes worked. But see, go back to TV shows, that does. Let's go to settings. And we go into settings, and notice one of the options here is clear cache. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then agree to it. It's going to clear my cache, clear out the application, take me back to my desktop, and we're just going to have to wait here for it to clear the cache and then reinitialize. So it'll be just like you reinstall the application to the last version that you set up, which is actually really handy when you start having little issues like we just had. It's a neat feature. It's one that I wanted to demonstrate, so it's kind of fortuitous that we got that. So notice it says thanks for installing, even though we just cleared the cache is all we did. So I'm going to clear that. And then we're back in clean, so I'm going to expand it back out. And let's go over here, click on TV shows. Yep, there they are. Click movies. There's our movies. Animes. So see, we have all of our various options. And we go back into settings here. You can see all the various options we have within settings. And if we click about, you can read about the latest version and what TTV is and so forth, which is kind of nice. So let's go back up here and click on the Discover area again, and then just close out. But now here, let's go in. I did want to show you this. Let's go to Big Bang Theory. And what I wanted to show you is the description area here. If I click on description, then you notice you've got all the actors that play in Big Bang Theory. Pretty neat.
Okay, there you go. TTV. How cool is that? Now, TTV is available on Windows and I believe Mac. Actually, you know what? I didn't put a link. Yes, I did. I did put a link. It's lower in the article than I usually put it, but it is there. TTV free, in quotes, 1080p movies and TV shows for Android, Windows, and Mac OS X or Mac OS devices. So they have an APK for Android, and then they have a link here for other platforms, which include Windows, Mac, but not Linux. We'll talk about that in a little while. There's another one for Linux that I found because I wasn't going to leave Linux out. I mean, come on, I'm an arrogant Linux elitist. I'm not going to leave Linux out of the equation. All right, next item. But read the article in the blog, by the way, on TTV. It's actually quite cool. Okay. Cord cutting in 2018. This is an article. It's actually an older article. It came out in December of last year, projecting into 2018. So it's not that old, but it's a few months old. And it's in USA Today by Mike Snyder, who's the author. And he talks about that the streaming video binge fest shows no sign of slowing down. Plenty of viewers are turning to the internet for their TV entertainment as more subscription services attempt to woo them. About 82% of all U.S. homes get broadband right now, broadband internet, up from 76% in 2012, according to the Leichtman Research Group. Broadband homes, 94.5 million homes, now eclipse the number of homes with traditional pay TV, which is now about 92.2 million, according to the research firm. So, the whole idea of cutting the cord and using internet television is growing, and he talks about some of the services that are available, such as one that he mentions, of course, is YouTube TV. We've already talked about briefly. There's also Fubo TV, which is sports-oriented. And then there's a new service, it was new in December, called Philo, P-H-I-L-O, Philo, which allows you to pay $20 a month. It was launched by, well, wait a minute, let me see, I don't want to get confused here. Dish Network has a service. Sony PlayStation has a service called View. AT&T acquired DirecTV, which has a DirecTV Now service that started in November 2016. And then there's Philo. Philo is inexpensive in that they are only currently about $20. There's another tier of programming you get for more money. And I tried it. It works very well. I actually tried it through the Roku. There's a Roku channel for Philo, and you can try it for 7 days free. So check that out. That's kind of cool. Matter of fact, the next item here is all about Philo. They have a 7-day free trial. You can cancel or restart anytime. You can watch anytime. You don't have to give them a credit card. Just use your mobile number. They're going to text you a code to activate it, and then after 48 hours you enter your billing info to unlock another 5 days of free access. So you get 2 days initially with nothing, and then you give them a credit card and you get another 5 days free, and then after that they start charging you unless you go to the trouble to cancel it. So remember that if you sign up for 7 days and you give the credit card, they're going to start billing you every month whether you want to keep using it or not. Okay, so I just tried it for 1 day. I didn't give them a credit card. I didn't want to get charged, so I just wanted to see it. And I watched it on Roku. They have Roku, iOS, Android, and web clients. You can watch it whatever. This is interesting. You can watch it on 3 devices at the same time, even though you're not watching the same channels. So like the Game Master could be downstairs watching a movie. I could be up here watching something on the laptop, and my wife could be watching something on the bedroom TV that's on cable, all through Philo, and you are only paying the one fee, which is actually not bad when you think about it. Okay, so stream in HD up to 3 devices at once. They talk about how the free trial works. Oh, the other cool thing about Philo is they build in a DVR-like capability where you can record your shows and keep them online for 30 days. Now, you have to be aware that it's only going to be 30 days. They're not going to sit there forever. But basically, you have 30 days to watch whatever shows you're going to watch. So check that out. It's called Philo, P-H-I-L-O, and that's pretty cool. Now, let's get back to talking about over-the-air. You know, we talked about the guy that has the YouTube video of combining 2 HD TV antennas. Well, what can you receive at your location? If you've never hooked up your TV to see what you can get through an HDTV over-the-air system, you can find out exactly what you can get by going to a site called nocable.org. This is a really cool site, and it gets our geek website of the week, which I only have every so often, but that's what we build it under, is the geek website of the week, as well as the cord cutter category, which, by the way, that was something else I was going to mention in the special cord cutter edition. I went back and I created a whole new category on the Dr. Bill blog called cord cutters. And what I did is I went back in time, all the times I talked about cord cutting, and put those under the cord cutter category. So if you go to the categories drop down on the right hand column of the blog, you go down, as a matter of fact, let me just do that. Let me go over here. You got the picture of Fred here. Then you've got this week's Dr. Bill Netcast. Then you have the thing about please become a patron of us through Patreon, which, by the way, you should do that. Here's the Patreon address for Dr. Bill. And then we talk about, we have a little ad here for our subscribe to our Roku channel, which you should also do if you have a Roku. Subscribe to the Dr. Bill Roku channel. We have the Tech Podcast Network banner, the IAIB the International Association of Internet Broadcasters link, and then we have the categories drop down. If you select the categories drop down, the second category available is cord cutters. And I have 69 articles that are listed under cord cutting. So that gives you a lot of resource, even though some of them are older articles, for cord cutting. So check that out. So I wanted to mention that. Let me go back to this other article that I started on. This is seeing which HDTV channels you have available to you. I have a link here, which is nocable.org/home. You enter your zip code, and then it will show you what channels you can receive locally over the air through HDTV over-the-air television. And then I have a picture here, which I'll put up on the screen right now. I'll move a little bit so I can do that. And there it is. Okay, that antenna is one that I eventually want to get. Nocable.org recommends this antenna highly. It gives you a 150-mile range. It's an amplified HDTV antenna. And it's got a remote control, so it's not like this, but this is the one for my camera. But it's similar to this, and you would press that remote control, and it would turn the HDTV antenna toward whatever stations you might need to receive. So that solves the whole problem of the guy who got two antennas so that he could get them from different directions. This moves the antenna, just like back in the old days, which is cool. And I really want to get one of these. And what I want to do, I've got a space over here that's kind of up in my attic. I want to put it up in the attic where it's out of the weather, but it's still higher. You want to get it up at least 30 feet off the ground, and then that will help with the reception. And I want to do that. And when I do, I want to also amplify it. Actually, this one comes with an amplifier. It's only $35. I mean, wow. Basically less than a month's worth of cable, one-time expense. You have over-the-air television, crystal clear, high-quality digital, for free from then on. It's a no-brainer, right? So check that out. I like this antenna. I really think it's very cool. All right. Getting off of the cord cutter point for just a minute as we cover this news item. Microsoft Edge can be pwned. Of course, it's Microsoft. What do you expect? This was a Google press release that exposes how malicious sites can exploit Microsoft Edge. Now, obviously, they have a vested interest in showing this because of Google Chrome. They want to show that Edge really isn't as good as Chrome, particularly from a security point of view. And they showed this software exploit that is Edge is susceptible to, okay? And they talk about that in the article. But it's really another good reason that I'm going to stick with Chrome, okay? So, there you go. Now, next item here, the other cord-cutting provider, besides YouTube TV, which we've already talked about, some of the others, the other one that I'm kind of interested in is Sling TV. Sling TV, I used to have a Sling box, which allowed me to take over-the-air programming and cable programming, and it will allow you to broadcast that over the internet to other devices. So, for instance, I would go to my mom's house, which was down on High Rock Lake, and I could sit there because she had cable. I was the one that set up the cable and internet broadband connection at her house. She didn't use it, but I did when I was there on weekends. And so the Game Master and I would go there on weekends, on Saturdays, and we could actually tap into our programming here, even the DVR programming, and watch it over the Slingbox, because the Slingbox provided an internet IPTV service to yourself. In other words, it was personal only for you. That's how Slingbox started, okay? Now they have Sling TV, which is basically a service that allows you to have your cable programming over IPTV, okay? So, this weekend, as in, this is Sunday as I record this, so it's just about over, they have a special that they have HBO and Cinemax running through February the 19th, which is Monday, tomorrow. So if you haven't signed up for it already, you almost missed it. So go and do it quickly if you want to try this out. But they're offering a 7-day free trial of their service, and they're doing this to draw attention to their service. They have plans starting at just $20 a month. So again, less expensive way to get your cable programming through IPTV if you have a good broadband connection. Now, for instance, I have a gig up and a gig down. Yes. Through fiber optic cable right here to my house. Matter of fact, right behind me here is where we receive the fiber optic input. And I have servers here. It's really cool to have that fast of an internet connection, I'm telling you. But I know not all of you are in a position to have a gig up and a gig down. Sorry. Not really. I like having it. But it's coming more places. There was, matter of fact, I don't have this on the blog, but there was an announcement just the past week or so. President Trump said that he was going to concentrate on getting broadband out to remote rural areas. Which, more power to that, because the more people that are on broadband, the more innovative the IPTV world will be. Okay, so I'm looking forward to more things coming in the future. So stay tuned to the Dr. Bill Show, because I intend to emphasize cord cutting quite a bit more, because I'm looking into it. So that's our show for this week. Trust you enjoyed it. The special Cord Cutters edition. And remember, until next time, that the doctor is out of here. Oops, forgot to mention that I had a Linux version of TTV, so to speak, called LeonFlix. LeonFlix is available for Linux, and we're going to take a look at that demo right now.
All right, let's click on Chrome and open up the website here. And we can see leonflix.net is the URL. And there are 3 opportunities for us here: Windows 32 and 64-bit, Mac 64-bit, and Linux. So 64-bit Linux, you're covered. We have one for you. So let's open up Leonflix. Now the interface is the same on Windows as it is on Linux, so it'll look exactly like this. Basically has all the same features as TTV and Terrarium TV, but this is the only one that I found that would also work on Linux. So it's that's the reason we're taking a look at it. It's also beta software, which is why it's a little bit slow opening up here. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. As you can see, we've got movies, we've got TV shows, so we'll select TV shows here. Here's the TV shows that come up. We can go in here and type in SG1, and that will pull up, once we do the search, Stargate SG1, which was our test on Terrarium. And we could scroll down here and see, here's season 10. So we got the whole season there. Since we've already looked at it, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this and go on back. Let's see, I think we have to, yeah, there we go, X out. And come back over here and let's go to the Flash. We'll open up the Flash. And there's, actually I already had opened up season 4. So there's season 4, episode 1. We'll go ahead and click on that. And one thing I've noticed about the interface is that he puts up these little funny sayings. Why is the new Kindle screen textured to look like paper? So you feel right at home. W-R-I-T-E, right. Yeah. So it says a video source has been found. It's going to load that source. It starts playing the episode. I will stop it here. Don't want to violate any copyrights. But notice here, Chromecast. Check it out. We could actually cast this. This is a neat feature of Leonflix that you can cast out to your Chromecast. We could do that both with TV shows and movies. Pretty cool. And we've got a long list of movies here that you can choose from. So there you go. We'll go ahead and get on out. And that is Leonflix.
Okay, sorry I forgot about that. But I interjected it very quickly with a quick cell phone recording here for you. Oops.
Dr. Bill, the Computer Curmudgeon, is a production of DrBillDaily.net with all the honors, rights, and privileges thereunto appertaining.